Today on NewsCenter, find out about the new fire and safety technician, hear about what students are saying about the future buildings coming to campus, and discover which one of MSU's own is being featured in Kentucky Monthly. All this and more, now on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Chad Hedrick.
And I'm Jacob Miller. This is your news for March 26, 2015.
A Morehead State University student died over spring break. Sophomore Morgan Lyra, 20, was bicycling through the Louisville area on the evening of March 8th when she was struck by a car. Lyra sustained major spinal and brain injuries. After 8 days in a medically induced coma, Lyra was unresponsive. On Monday, March 16th, Lyra died at the University of Louisville Hospital. She was originally from San Jose, California, and came to MSU on athletic scholarship. She dropped her athletic career and joined the National Guard Military Police Unit while continuing her education at MSU. Lyra's memorial service was held March 20th in Louisville, and although she has passed on, her hospital debt still lingers. Her parents have started a health donor page to help pay the bills. It has raised over $55,000 with 47 days left in the funding. Lyra's family is asking for any help that people are willing to give.
Morehead State University broke ground on Thursday for 3 new projects with a total estimated cost of $48.3 million. The groundbreaking ceremony was held on the back porch of Alumni Tower due to the weather. The 3 projects are the East Complex and Dining Commons, the main campus residence hall, and the Derrickson Agricultural Complex Hall. None of the projects are being financed with state general fund appropriations or state bonds. The East Parking Complex and Dining Commons will be built on the site of the former Waterfield Hall at a cost of $17.6 million. The main campus residence hall will be built on the site of the former Regents and Wilson halls and will cost $28 million. 2 new residential facilities will be built at the Derrickson Agricultural Complex at a cost of $2.7 million. All 3 projects are scheduled to be completed by the fall of 2016.
Now at the university announcing all these plans for several new buildings on campus, NewsCenter asked students their thoughts.
I think the new buildings are a really good idea, but I think how they're spending the money is not appropriate. I think that they should either spread it out more or find a way that they're not taking money that they should be spending on academics and spending it on a new building. Because we have buildings, and yeah, we need like more updated residence halls, but we can update the ones we have instead of spending all the money on new buildings, because first and foremost, we're a school always.
I like the new buildings. I think that they're a good idea, and they'll bring more students and possibly more income, more programs, and just help the overall capacity of the school. Oh, I know, definitely. I can see why people would oppose it. It's a lot of money that we don't have to begin with.
Well, I do think we need more dorms. They need to be updated, but I feel like we should update the ones that we already have instead of building new ones. Especially, I've heard rumors, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard the way we're building, like the order that we're building them, we're going to get less parking in the process, which is not good for the short term.
I think new dormitories are always a good idea, and I'm really excited about the new cafeteria, I guess, that they're going to have, and also about the parking. I know parking is a big issue here, so pretty excited about that. Yeah, I can see why they would oppose it, because it's probably pretty expensive, but all in all, I still think it's a good idea.
Join us after the break for a look at weather with Mary Dameron and NewsCenter Notices with Caroline Clay.
MSU is learning.
School spirit.
Teamwork. MSU is Greek. MSU is diverse.
Historical.
Beautiful.
MSU is educational.
Fitness.
It's hands-on.
MSU is the sound.
MSU is art.
MSU is potential.
MSU is much more.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. I'm Mary Dameron. Currently on campus, we're having a rainy Thursday, but temperatures have been in the 40s, so it's a nice change from last week. Record temperatures around this time of year, normally the high is 59 degrees and the low is 38, so we're right around in there. The record high in 1929 was 86, which would be great to have today, and the record low was -16 in 1974. Current temperatures across the Bluegrass. It's 46 in Covington, 46 in Lexington and Mount Sterling, 48 in Richmond, 58 in London, and 52 in Somerset. For your current radar, we still see some rain trying to work its way on through the overnight hour, but hopefully things are going to be drying up by tomorrow morning and we'll be waking up to some sunshine. For your 24-hour planner, by tonight the rain is going to still prevail onto around the 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. But by waking up tomorrow, it is going to be a lot colder, but the sun is going to be shining. By noon tomorrow, temperatures reaching a high of 40 degrees, and by tomorrow evening, a low of 43. And now let's go ahead and kick it over to the news desk for a look at News Center notices with Chad.
Mary, thanks. I'm joined by an old friend of mine, Miss Caroline Clay.
Hi.
She is a cast member for MSU theater production of Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Cabaret. So tell us, what is Cabaret about?
Cabaret is a musical based on a play, which is based on a book written by Christopher Isherwood in the 1930s. And it's basically about the Nazis' rise to power, and it takes place in Berlin, Germany. And it's sort of like, you can't think of it as realism. It's like stories of Berlin while the Nazis were rising to power, told sarcastically kind of through music and song and dance. So it's like you see a story, you see some characters doing stuff, and then there's some big song and dance about it from the Kit Kat Club, which takes place in a seedy nightclub. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, you've been working on this for quite a while now.
Yeah, since October.
So has it been kind of a bittersweet feeling knowing that the show opens next week and the end is in sight, or?
Well, it is my last show here. I've been here for 4 years now, and I've done 9 main stage shows and 5 or 6 second stage shows, and it's my very last main stage show here, which is a big deal for me. And I've been, not only am I in the show, but I'm also the dance captain of the show and the paint charge. You always see me, I got paint all over my hands. And it will be nice to have some free time, a little bit of free time again, but it's also kind of sad. You know, it's my going out show. Yeah. I'm going out with
It's a great show to go out with, though.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Great. Now, we talked about Cabaret, and there's a little bit of that. You talked about the nightclubs. And this isn't a show that's suitable for younger kids.
Don't bring your kids, because
no kids allowed.
I'm not going to say it's disgusting. It's not bad, but I'd give it a rating of PG-13 because like, for instance, one of my big songs is with Kelsey, a girl named Kelsey, and Andrew Nunley, who plays the MC, the host of the Kit Kat Club, and we have a big song about having a threesome, but it's funny, you know, it's like a funny thing, but and there's pole dancing in it, you know, there's really scantily clad females, including me.
So it's a more mature production.
It's for mature people.
Now, what are the dates for it?
Tuesday, March 31st through Saturday, April 4th. And it's 7:30 every night in Lusakato Little Theater. And also there's an added performance on Saturday. There's going to be 2, the one at 7:30 like normal, but also a 2 o'clock matinee.
Okay, and it's free for students, correct?
Free for students, $5 for adults.
Okay, free entertainment. I went and got my ticket today. I'll be there Wednesday.
I'll see you there.
Support my good friend.
I'll see you all
So
there.
make sure you go see Cabaret in the Lusakato Little Theater right here in Breckenridge Hall on the first floor. Now, stay tuned after the break because we have an extended look at weather with Mary Dameron and Eagle Athletics with Alexis Matthews. Caroline, thanks.
Thank you, Chad. Yeah, appreciate it.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna...
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest. I love when eagles play.
I love the campus!
And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-diada, 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 boom-diada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity. I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies.
Boom diada, boom diada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. It's been a rainy Thursday for us today, but luckily I think the skies are clearing up and tomorrow we should be seeing some sunshine. Now it's 51 degrees on campus currently, but I think that's going to cool off a little bit tonight for everybody that's watching the UK game, so we want to make sure you're bundled up for that. For our 24-hour planner, like I said, by 8 o'clock tonight it's going to be 40 degrees and pushing 38 by 11. Waking up for Friday, make sure you're covered up. You have at least a jacket on because it's going to be 28 at 7 o'clock in the morning and not warming up much more for our 12 o'clock hour. By 5 o'clock, 43 degrees, so a little on the chilly side for our Friday. Current temperatures across the Bluegrass, 46 in Covington, 48 in Ashland, 46 here in Moorhead and Mount Sterling, 48 in Richmond, 58 in London, and 54 in Jackson. For your radar, we do see some rain still prevailing on through the overnight hour, but I think things are going to start clearing up around midnight tonight, so thankfully we'll have some sunshine for this weekend. Tonight, 40% chance of rain, like I said, and the temperatures are dropping along with that, so make sure you bring an umbrella and you're bundled up for tonight. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, but it's going to be cold. The temperatures are dropping, and the high for tomorrow is only 43 degrees. So now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. For this weekend, things are chilling off just a little bit with our high of only 52 degrees for tomorrow. And by Saturday, it's going to be 43. I think there's a 30% chance of rain, so be on the lookout for that. But luckily, by Monday, things are going to start warming up and sunny skies are on their way. By Tuesday, 60 degrees, and by Wednesday, it's going to be 50. But looking at our Thursday temperature, 68 degrees. Wow, that's awesome. I'm definitely ready for some warmer weather and springtime. But you know, we got to have spring showers, of course, to bring those flowers out. But the warmer temperatures, I'm so thankful for. Aren't you, Chad?
It'll be a welcome sigh of relief after this winter to have some
absolutely
warmth, especially after spring break and being in Florida. It's like,
I know, and then it gets cold again after being in Florida.
Yeah, wasn't liking that.
No. Trying to bring that Florida weather up to Kentucky, definitely. All right, well, let's go ahead and kick it over to our famous sports with Alexis.
Your home for the Moorhead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
It was an ugly start for the Eagles baseball team yesterday afternoon as Mike McGuire's ball club fell to the Kentucky Wildcats 9-4. Sunny skies and a cool breeze at Cliff Hagan Ballpark in Lexington made for a perfect day of baseball. But MSU created a rain cloud of its own in the first inning. The Eagle defense gave up 5 runs due to a simple lack of focus. Things started off poorly when MSU center fielder Ryan Kent and right fielder Brandon Raw collided trying to field a routine pop fly. Later in the inning, what should have been a ground out to first ended up being a fielding miscommunication that led to a Wildcat base runner. Follow that up with a hit by pitch and a couple of UK hits, and the Wildcats were quickly in control of the ballgame. The Eagles would not give up, however, as a 4-run rally with 2 outs in the 4th gave MSU life. Left fielder Bobby Spencer started the rally with a single and was promptly sent to home plate by a Nick Newell home run. Another single and a home run by catcher Jimmy Wright and third baseman Alex Stevens, respectively, pulled the Eagles within striking distance of the Cats. Unfortunately, MSU was unable to put anything together after the 4th and learned the hard way that a game can be lost in the first inning. The loss moved the Eagles to 11-12 on the season. MSU will have an opportunity to bounce back tomorrow in Game 1 of a home series against the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. That game's first pitch is scheduled for 3 p.m. Morehead State ladies softball team hits the road this weekend to take on rival Eastern Kentucky in a 3-game series. The Lady Eagles are 9-13 this season and have a 1-3 record in conference. After a split with Eastern Illinois on Monday, the Eagles will face off in a doubleheader this Saturday with the first game starting at 1 p.m. Game 2 is scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. They will also play another game Sunday at 1 p.m. Kayla McGuffey leads the team in batting average, hitting .342 through 22 games this season and has a team high with 25 hits. Dana Hutchison is hitting .333 and has a team high in slugging percentage with .474. Mackenzie Grossman has made 17 appearances and owns a 5-4 record this year. She has been able to hold opponents to a .203 batting average. Make sure you check your Lady Eagles out this weekend. The Morehead State women's tennis team played outside for the first time this spring, but Chattanooga got the better of the Eagles, winning 7-0 on their home courts. Morehead State fell to 5-6 in doubles. Katie Polk and Rochelle Gazala topped senior Alex Tukovsky and freshman Alexandra Savic 8-1. UTC pair Kelsey Coots and Kayleen Chadwell knocked off senior Dominique Shantae McLean and junior Ayeka Tarashi 8-3. Sophomores Haley Wild and Andrea LeBlanc led the Mocs top tandem 5-3 before being halted. The hosts won all 6 singles matchups in straight sets, while Tarashi claimed the most games for MSU. The Eagles traveled to Austin Peay Friday and Murray State on Saturday. And now for NewsCenter's famous sports trivia. How many appearances in the NCAA basketball tournament have the Eagles had? A 5, B 7, C 10, or D 2?
I think I'll go with C.
I'm going to go with 7 on this one.
Okay.
C.
Okay, well, Chad, you are correct with 7. The most recent time was in 2011 when the Eagles lost in the 3rd round to Richmond.
But they did beat Louisville.
That is very
That was
true.
that one.
Yes. We'll be right back after the break.
Morehead State University's Office of Environmental and Health and Safety has hired Derek Lewis as MSU's Fire and Life Safety Technician. Lewis has always wanted to help serve others, and he is excited to help the MSU community.
So I've been a firefighter with Morehead Fire Department since 2005. Started there, I'm a captain now with the Morehead Fire Department. I've been for about 5 years. Worked at the Morehead Police Department as communications officer for 7.5 years. And I've been a certified EMT with the state of Kentucky for 5 years. I'm in charge of making sure all the fire alarm systems and sprinkler fire suppression systems, including halon, are up to date and up to code on all the university buildings. That includes even out to Derrickson Agricultural Complex. So I take care of that, primarily doing checks on every building, and also I check when the fire alarms go off too. I go up and I respond with the fire department and Morehead State Police Department on those to check why the fire alarm went off, and I'm also in charge of safety for all the students and faculty and staff on campus. Any concerns they have, and also I've taken on the responsibility of checking fire extinguishers. I'm going to start that next year after their check this year. Basic fire safety, of course no smoking in your dorm room. A lot of it's got to do with electricity. I need to maintain very low count of what they've got plugged up in their room. You don't want to leave a bunch of stuff on that you're not using, of course. There's a multitude of more than just fire that can hurt the faculty, staff, and students up here, and we just want everybody to be safe.
Kentucky drivers will not be getting a tax break at the gas pump on April 1st. State lawmakers agreed to halt a scheduled 5.1 cents per gallon decrease in the state gas tax because it would have meant a $150 million cut to the state's road fund on top of a $129 million cut from a similar decline back in January. Kentucky's gas is tied to the wholesale price of fuel. The current tax is 26.2 cents per gallon. It had been scheduled to fall to 22.1 cents per gallon on April 1st. Instead, lawmakers agreed to drop it to 26 cents per gallon and freeze it so it can never fall below that. State transportation officials warned the road fund would run out of money by 2016 if lawmakers did not freeze the tax.
A professor at Morehead State recently filmed a documentary called Commonwealth Curiosities that features Kentucky's various roadside attractions. NewsCenter reporter Leanza Peroni met up with Steve Middleton to learn more about some of the people and places featured in this documentary.
Last summer, I did a documentary called Commonwealth Curiosities, an ode to Kentucky's unique attractions. And it's a documentary where I travel around the state of Kentucky. I go from east to north to west to south. The entire state. This is one big state, if you've ever been from east to west. Finding these old school roadside attractions and places of interest on the highway. And this is sort of a throwback to days gone by when you had a lot of these type of roadside attractions throughout America, especially on Route 66 and the old Lincoln Highway. It was sort of a tribute to almost my childhood and sort of 1950s and 60s culture when people still went out and actually did fun things before the interstates and before the interstate and cell phones, I guess. Here in eastern Kentucky, I went to the Kentucky Reptile Zoo, which is in Slade, Kentucky, and that's the largest collection of venomous snakes in the world, right here in eastern Kentucky. Freely, you could go up to a king cobra if you wanted to take the gamble, and a crocodile. A lot of people don't think about places like that in East Kentucky. Probably my favorite place, even though I love them all, but kind of the strangest and coolest, because I'm kind of strange and odd myself, was Vent Haven, the Ventriloquist Dummy Museum. The only ventriloquist dummy museum in the world is in northern Kentucky. And there was some 2,500 or so ventriloquist dummies, and it was awesome. Well, I featured 6 places, and I got to interview one of my idols and heroes, musician, filmmaker, and author, J.D. Wilkes, and so I have a special interview with him in there. And through all of these combined, into a 56-minute film, and Kentucky Monthly, I did an article on me and the documentary in the March 2015 issue. It's on newsstands right now. KET's actually going to air it in maybe mid to late spring or early summer. They're still trying to figure out where they want to put it on their schedule. And since all the filming and stuff's very green and sunshiny, it might make more sense for the summer. I hope it inspires other people to hit the road, not only in Kentucky, but their home states, and find unique roadside attractions of your own.
Morehead State University has a new human resource director. NewsCenter reporter Andrew McCann caught up with Harold Nally to find out about his new position.
Well, first of all, Morehead State's a great place, a great tradition of providing higher education to not only the region and Kentucky, but nationally, and its reputation is growing. This is a great place. It's a great opportunity for me to come home. I'm native Kentuckian. I was born here, grew up here, so this was the time for me as far as to feel like coming back and being of service to the region. And well, there's a lot of aspects as far as human resources. There's not really one part that you'll do in one day. There's a lot of facets as far as employee relations, classification, and compensation is a big part. Administering benefits, negotiating and benefits. So there's a lot of things as far as the delivering those services that help and retain, recruit employees and help to retain good employees. So a lot of aspects as far as that, the payroll aspect. So you get a good realm of a lot of different experience working in those areas. Well, I think the one thing that interests me as far as the continual service and helping to deliver those services and to improve those services. I'm new here. I've been here about a month, so I'm kind of learning as far as about the staff here, about the university, how organizationally how it works. And the big thing is helping to continually deliver good services and to continually to try to improve whatever that service might be, whether it's the benefits part or helping as far as the compensation plans, things of that nature, just to help facilitate that to where people or employees are educated about the services that we can deliver.
Harold Nalley's office is located in the Hal McDowell Administration Building. Nalley has been the Director of Human Resources and Risk Management at Berry College in Rome, Georgia since 2005. He succeeds former Human Resource Director Phil Gannott, who retired in 2014.
MSU's John Flavel has a passion for photojournalism. He traveled to the Fuzzy Duck this past Tuesday to share his love of the lens.
I'm going to show 4 presentations this evening. Things that I do when I not forced to do them or not told to do them. These are things that I just like to do. The first one is, what is the first one? This is one that I shot about 3 or 4 years ago before I left the Independent. I just, one day, a day off I think it was, decided to go down to Big Sandy and hook up with some guys who were boating up and down to Big Sandy.
Flavel went on to show more of his photos, including images from the Kentucky Senate race, the March 2012 tornadoes that ripped through West Liberty, Kentucky, and shots from trips to Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Flavel is an award-winning photojournalist and currently works as an instructor at Morehead State University. When asked when he will give up taking photos, he said, "I'll keep working until I'm underground. I hope to even make pictures on the way down."
Well, Jacob, how do you think your first show went?
It was good. It's exciting.
It is.
I like it.
Well, welcome to the NewsCenter family.
Thank
you. It's going to be a great rest of the semester with you.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you
we'll
very
have some
much.
fun. All right, make sure you watch NewsCenter online at msutv.net.
Or follow us on Twitter at MSU_NewsCenter. On behalf of Mary Dameron with weather, Alexis Matthews with sports, and the rest of the NewsCenter team, I'm Jacob Miller.
And I'm Chad Hedrick. Have a great evening, guys.